You're listening to LVB Podcast Show with your friend, advocate, and host, Alvaro.
Hello and welcome to LVB Show. My name is Alvaro and I'm very happy to be with you tonight. Tonight I'm going to talk about what I have been doing with my iPhone since I got into Apple in 2012. So it has been 3 years already. So this is going to be a really short show where I'm going only to tell you what are some of the highlights of what I use my iPhone for since then and how it helps me with my daily life being legally blind. Before I start, if you want to be on the show, remember you can email me at lowvisionbureau@gmail.com. So let's get started. When I got my iPhone in 2012, I got the iPhone 4S. The iPhone 4S was a wonderful device and I use it for things like browsing the internet. Using VoiceOver, the screen reader of the iPhone, is very easy to do so many tasks on the iPhone, and one of them is browsing the internet. I would have my emails read aloud to me. I would also be able to dictate instant messages, so send SMS and text messages using the dictate feature on the iPhone. I have also used the iPhone to do WhatsApp, so that is sending, receiving messages, and sending and receiving voice messages as well, sharing links, etc. I use my iPhone 4S also with an application called Around Me. Around Me is a GPS free application that allows you to know what is around you in any particular moment using the technology of the GPS built in on your iPhone. I use my iPhone to review documents, so I would open a Word or Excel document on my iPhone and using VoiceOver I would be able to read the items if it was an Excel document, or read the whole Word document out loud to me as well using VoiceOver commands. I haven't used it, but I have an application called Voice Dream Reader that is, if I'm not mistaken, $9.99 on the App Store, and basically it's an application that allows you to read any document, almost any kind of book, iBook, EPUB, book, etc. And also works with Microsoft Office documents. So it can be a Word document, it can be a Excel document, it can be a PowerPoint document, and it can read that out loud to you. And you have a player, which means you can stop, go back, go forward in the recording, in playing the document. It's super powerful, this application. I recommend it to everybody. On my iPhone, I watch videos from YouTube. I listen to music. I use Siri to detect what song is playing, for instance, in a movie theater, or maybe on TV, or maybe on the radio, and maybe on my computer. So I put it near the speaker, and in about 5 seconds Siri is going to detect the song. I'm going to tell you a little anecdote that happened last week. I was in a French restaurant and I loved a song that was playing. It was French. It was not a really well-known song. And I said to myself, let's try Siri. So I tried Siri. I said, Siri, what is playing right now? And she told me the name of the artist and the song. Unbelievable. And this is a not well-known French song. So I use Siri for that. And Shazam, which is the music app that is now integrated with Siri, I use it in this way. Listen to this. If you have a radio station playing in the background of your iPhone, or you have a song from YouTube or any other application, or maybe Safari playing in the background, and you want to know what is the name of the song and the artist, what I use for that is Shazam. So I open Shazam, which I have it in my home screen as one of the apps, and I find the right button to start analyzing who is playing, and it always works. It takes 5 to 10 seconds to recognize the song and the artist and give me a link to download the song if I wish to. So it's wonderful. To record podcast, I use a Sky Recorder, which is a 99 cents application that usually is able to record my voice and also is able, or it was able to record the Skype calls. Right now it's not able to record calls from Skype, but it's going to be probably in a few weeks. I use Google Maps to understand a little bit of geography and what is around and things of that nature. That it has also voice control. So in other words, it has a way to guide you to a destination with turn-by-turn voice directions. I use as well apps Gone Free, which is a wonderful application that notifies you of 5 or 6 apps that become free for one day. It's unbelievable the jewels that I have been able to find thanks to this wonderful application. I use Pocket, a free application that allows me to find a place to store my articles, links, and things like that. Just look it up, Pocket, and you're gonna love it. It's a wonderful application to store content and read it later offline and everything, so it's wonderful. I use Look Tell Money Reader, which is an application that allows me to recognize American money. I use TapTapSee, which allows me to recognize Colombian money and money from other countries. I use as well iBlink Radio to listen to some podcast about the visually impaired and blind, and listen live to certain events related to low vision and blindness. I use several applications for weather. I use the Google application that allows me to voice search for weather conditions. It's pretty accurate. I have tried in New York and in Colombia, and it's pretty accurate. I also use Siri to tell me, for instance, what is the dollar exchange with relation to the euro or with relation to the Colombian peso, and for mathematical operations, and for so many other things. I use Siri to create appointments, create events in my calendar, and also to remind me of things, and also to tell me what's the time in another country or city, the time difference and all of that. So many things that you can do with Siri. So those are things that the iPhone has allowed me to do in these 3 years, which is simply unbelievable. Now there are more things that is able to do for you. You can write documents on Word. You can, for instance, magnify things. It has many apps that can magnify things for you. There are many scanning apps. In the future, it seems that KNFB Reader, the best scanning app for mobile devices, may have a trial version that is free, so we are keeping an eye for that. I use many GPS applications that are free, like Sendero Look Around is a great free application for GPS. I also like to be on top of news related to technology, so I use iMore. iMore is a wonderful technology application that tells you the latest news on iPhone, Samsung, Apple TV, and technology in general. I also use Access Note to write some notes. I use the native notes application of the iPhone to write other type of notes as well. I have Dropbox to synchronize with my computer documents and have them on the cloud when I want them. I use the Gmail free application to use my Gmail account. I use the Yahoo Mail application to manage my Yahoo messages. I use Skyview free to find out what stars, planets, and satellites are in the sky at any given moment. I use IMDb for movies and artists to know what actor is playing in one movie, what new movies are coming out from Denzel Washington, Liam Neeson, etc. And I use applications for pretty much everything. And the iPhone has allowed me that thanks to the built-in voiceover system that it has. So it has really changed my life. It has made me more productive. I'm able to check pictures, send pictures, files remotely using Wi-Fi, Bluetooth to my computer. I am able to store documents that are important for me in, for instance, applications like Files or Microsoft Word or things of that nature that allows me to store things there and be able to then share it with friends through email, which is great. And I truly believe that smartphones in general, and particularly the iPhone, is a wonderful tool for people with any disability because things are faster, easier. It has, in general, no viruses. I have never got a virus because the structure of the ecosystem of Apple is more closed compared to Android, so it's much harder for a virus or malware to get inside your device. So in general, you're pretty safe if you know what you're doing. Browsing the internet is super easy, super fast. It's wonderful, the experience that it gives you. Listening to music is unbelievable. The sound quality of the iPhone, like everything with Apple Music for them, is very important. The result is great. I use FaceTime with audio and with video depending on the situation, and it's a wonderful service, much more solid and robust than Skype. So anyone who has an iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch should use FaceTime. It's a free service that comes with the device and it's a wonderful tool. I use, in general, Wi-Fi to avoid having my data plan go down, but sometimes I use my 3 or 4G. But it's good to use Wi-Fi whenever it's available and it's for free, of course. What else do I do with my iPhone? Oh yes, social media. I use it sometimes for Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. The LinkedIn app is pretty accessible and is wonderful to check out business people, connections, etc. For Twitter and Facebook, you are able to post using Siri, so you can say to Siri, post on Facebook, hello, ta ta ta. You can say tweet, hello, ta ta ta. Everything using Siri, which is wonderful. You can ask Siri to tell you what is trending, to tell you what is Madonna tweeting about, etc. So it's a wonderful tool. I use the health app to analyze how many steps I have done every day. I'm integrating sleep applications into the health app to monitor my health in a better way. Health app is great and is integrated with the iPhone and is fully accessible with VoiceOver as well. What else do I use for my device? Well, I said podcasting, watching videos, sharing content with people. Something that is pretty nice as well, I have to say to our listeners, is dictating messages, text messages, emails, and Google search, things like that, like say to Siri, search on Google for Apple and things of that nature, and we'll do that for you. And so the things that you can do are endless, and the power that it has is endless, and the battery of the new iPhone that I have since March 2015, which is the iPhone 6 Plus, the battery is very good. And now with the new operating system update, the iOS 9, you have a low battery mode, which is great. So I'm just very happy with my iPhone because it does so much for me in my daily life. It's able to recognize objects with some applications. It's able to recognize labels with some applications. And it's able to give me so much more independence that is unbelievable. I mean, you have an application like Uber that is going to allow you to call a taxi anywhere in the world, from your house, from a restaurant, from a bar, whatever you are, and in 5 minutes or 10 minutes it's gonna be there. And you don't need to pay with money. You can pay with your credit card that is already stored in the Uber application details. With the iPhone you have Apple Pay, which allows you to pay with your phone instead of having to carry a credit card around, which is pretty nice. And so many other things that we find with time. Also now it has hands-off continuity, which allows you to start a message on your Mac and continue on your iPhone, start viewing a YouTube video on your iPhone and finish on your computer. So it connects with each other with a Wi-Fi connection, and it's unbelievable what you can do from computer to iPhone, sharing things together. So that's pretty much some of the uses of my iPhone. I love it. It's been the best thing I have ever bought, and I recommend it to everybody. So that's Alvaro from LVV Show saying good night.